Okay, I want you to look at your bank statement from last month. Go ahead, picture it. Because I promise you, there are charges sitting on there right now that you think are just normal, just part of life, just the cost of getting by. And the smartest seniors I know, the ones who somehow always seem to have a little extra at the end of the month, quietly stopped paying these years ago.
Nobody made an announcement, they just stopped. So today we're counting down 11 normal expenses that frugal seniors have already stopped paying. And number one is the one that made me genuinely angry when I figured out how much it was costing me, because I'd been paying it on autopilot for years. Let's get into it. Number 11, bank account fees. Let's start right where the money lives. If your bank is charging you a monthly maintenance fee, and a lot of the big ones quietly charge $10, $12, even $15 a month, you are paying for the privilege of letting them hold your money. Think about how backwards that is. Here's what the savvy folks did. They called the bank and said the magic words, "I'd like you to waive my monthly fee." And if the bank says no, you move to a credit union or one of the no-fee accounts that are everywhere now. Most banks will waive it for seniors the second you ask because they would rather waive $12 than lose your whole account. A lot of banks even have a dedicated senior checking account with no fees at all, and they just never told you it existed because you never asked and they were happy to keep charging. That's $144 a year you were handing them for nothing. My grandmother used to say a bank should pay you to keep your money, not the other way around, and she was right. Number 10, paper checks and stamps you don't need. Now hear me out, because I'm not telling you to give up your checkbook if you love it. But if you're still mailing a paper check for the same bills every single month, the electric, the water, the phone, you're spending on stamps and you're risking a late fee if the mail runs slow. Most of those companies will set up automatic payments straight from your account for free, and a lot of them knock a couple dollars off your bill just for going paperless. Stamps are creeping up toward 80 cents now. 6 bills a month, that's nearly $60 a year in postage alone, before we even count the checks. Set the regular ones to autopay and keep the checkbook for the stuff that actually needs it. Number 9, the landline you stopped using. This one's touchy, so let me be gentle. If that landline rings 10 times a day and every single call is a scammer, a robocall, or somebody trying to sell you a warranty on a car you sold in 2009, what exactly are you paying $30 a month for? Now, some of you keep it for emergencies or because the cell signal is bad in the back bedroom, and that's a real reason. I'm not going to argue with you. But a lot of folks are paying $360 a year for a phone that does nothing but let strangers interrupt their supper. If the only calls coming in are junk, that's not a phone line. That's a $30 monthly donation to telemarketers. And here's the middle path nobody tells you about, in case you want a home phone for peace of mind but not the bill. There are little boxes now that give you a home phone through your internet for a few dollars a month, sometimes free after you buy the device. Your handset still rings on the kitchen wall, the grandkids still have a number to call, but you stopped paying the phone company $30 for the privilege. Same comfort, a fraction of the cost. Number 8, brand name everything at the pharmacy. We did a whole thing on this with the 4 generic list, but it bears repeating because it's one of the biggest quiet drains there is. The store brand pain reliever, the store brand allergy pill, the store brand antacid, they are required by law to have the same active ingredient in the same amount as the name brand sitting right next to them. Same medicine, the only difference is the box and about $6. Frugal seniors learn to flip the box over, read the active ingredient, and buy the cheaper one every time. Over a year of vitamins, pain relievers, and everyday remedies, that habit alone saves a couple $100s. You're not paying for better medicine, you're paying for a fancier box. Number 7, extended warranties on everything. Here's one that the checkout counter loves. You buy a $300 appliance and they ask, "Would you like to add the protection plan for just $49? And it feels responsible to say yes. But here's what the frugal folks know. Most of those plans almost never pay out. The fine print is full of reasons they won't cover your claim, and most things either break in the first year, when the regular manufacturer warranty already covers them, or they break in year 8, long after the plan expired. Add up all the protection plans the average household says yes to, and it's real money, year after year, on coverage you almost never use. Say no thank you and put that $49 in your own pocket. Here's the trick the frugal folks actually use instead. A lot of credit cards already extend the manufacturer warranty for free when you pay with them, you just have to know it's there. So you get the protection anyway without paying the store a dime for a plan they're betting you'll never collect on. You just became your own warranty, and a smarter one at that. Alright, we're about a third of the way in, and so far we've cut the little leaks. But the next ones are the big quiet subscriptions, the ones that auto-renew in the dark and that you completely forgot you were even paying. And number one is going to make you want to go check your statement the second this video ends. Stick with me, because this is where the real money is hiding. Number 6, streaming services you forgot you had. Be honest with me here. How many streaming services are charging your card right now? A lot of people genuinely don't know the answer, and that's exactly how these companies want it. You signed up to watch one show 3 years ago, you finished it, and they've been charging you $10, $15 a month ever since. Smart seniors do a subscription audit twice a year. You sit down with your statement, you find every little recurring charge, and you ask one question about each. Did I use this in the last month? If the answer is no, you cancel it. People routinely find $40, $50 a month of stuff they completely forgot about. That's $500 a year watching shows you're not watching. And here's the part that really gets me. A lot of these services raise their prices quietly over the last year. $2 here, $3 there, betting you wouldn't notice on a card you never look at. The frugal move isn't just canceling the dead ones. It's keeping maybe one or two you actually love and rotating them. You watch your shows on one for a couple months, cancel it, move to another. You're never paying for more than one at a time, and you never run out of something to watch. My neighbor calls it renting the channel instead of marrying it. And honestly, that's exactly right. Number 5, full price when a senior discount exists. This is less a bill and more a habit, and it might be the most expensive habit of all. We did entire videos on the discounts hiding at restaurants and at the store, but the principle is bigger than any one place. Frugal seniors operate on one simple rule: ask every single time. The pharmacy, the hardware store, the hair salon, the movie theater, the oil change, the propane refill. Most of these places have a senior discount that the employee will never, ever mention unless you bring it up. The folks who save the most aren't smarter than you, they're just not shy. They ask 5 words. Do you offer a senior discount? And they ask it everywhere. Do that for a year and it adds up to hundreds you would have just handed over. Number 4, convenience fees at the ATM and the checkout. These little ones sting because they're pure waste. Using an out-of-network ATM that charges you $3.50 to get your own money? That's a few $100s a year if you do it weekly. Frugal folks plan ahead. They get cash back for free at the grocery checkout instead, or they only use their own bank's machines. Same with paying a convenience fee to pay a bill by phone with a card when the bank transfer is free. None of these are big on their own. That's the trick. They're designed to be small enough that you don't fight them, but $1 here and $3 there every week all year is a nice dinner out you paid to a fee machine instead. Number 3, cable TV they barely watch. Here's a big one. The average cable bill has climbed past $80, sometimes way past it, and a huge chunk of seniors are paying for 200 channels to watch about 6. Now, I know cable feels permanent, like the electric bill, but the frugal crowd did the math. They kept the local channels with a simple antenna, which is free forever after you buy it, and added one cheap streaming service for the shows they actually like. They cut that $80 plus bill down to $15 or $20. That is real money every single month for the exact same shows. One phone call to cancel. And here's a tip that works almost every time. When you call to cancel, you'll get transferred to what they call the retention department, and that person has a whole stack of discounts the regular operator isn't allowed to offer. Suddenly, there's a loyalty rate and a special promotion that did not exist 5 minutes ago. So even if you don't want to cut the cord completely, the words "I'd like to cancel my service" are the most powerful 4 words on your whole bill. Funny how that works, isn't it? The discount was always there. They just wait to see if you'll ask. Quick pause, because somebody watching is thinking, I don't have the energy to fight all these companies, and I hear you. So let me give you the one move that handles most of it at once. Pick one afternoon, make a cup of coffee, pull up your last bank and credit card statement, and just read every single line out loud. That's it. You're not even canceling anything yet, just reading. I promise you will find at least 2 or 3 charges that make you go, what on earth is that? That one afternoon once a year is the highest paying work you'll do all year. And if you've got a grandchild who's good with the computer, this is the perfect thing to do together. They get to help, you get the savings. Okay, back to the top 2. Number 2, interest on a credit card balance. This one I need you to really hear because it's the most expensive thing on this entire list and it hides in plain sight. If you carry a balance on a credit card from month to month, the interest rate is probably around 20% or even higher. That means a few $1,000s of balance can cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year in interest alone, money that buys you absolutely nothing. The frugal move is to attack that balance before almost anything else, because no savings account on earth pays you 20%, so paying off a 20% debt is the best guaranteed return there is. Call the card company and ask them to lower your rate, and yes, they sometimes just say yes. Look into moving the balance to a card with 0% for a year. Every dollar of interest you stop paying is a dollar that finally stays yours. And number one, paying for something a free phone call would get you for nothing. Here it is, and this is the one that made me angry at myself. Across the board, the single most expensive habit is paying full price, or paying it all, for things that one polite phone call would lower or eliminate. I'm talking about all of it at once. The internet bill that's been quietly climbing for 3 years, when a 5-minute call gets you back to the new customer rate. The insurance premium you've renewed on autopilot for a decade, when 15 minutes of comparing quotes could cut it by a third. The medical bill you assumed was final, when hospitals will very often lower it or set up a no-interest plan if you simply call and ask. The frugal seniors I admire most all share this one trait, and it's not that they're cheap. It's that they refuse to assume a price is final. They treat every bill as a starting point for a conversation. Most people are too polite, or too tired, or too sure it won't work, so they just pay. But the money is sitting right there, on the other side of one phone call you've been putting off. The script is the same every time. Hi, I've been a loyal customer for years and I'm looking at my bill. What can you do to lower it for me? Then you stop talking and you let them answer. That one sentence used on your internet, your insurance, your phone, and your medical bills can save more in a single afternoon than most people save in a year of clipping coupons. That's why it's number one. The savings were never hidden. You just had to ask out loud. Oh, and one quick bonus, because you made it to the end and you've earned it. Go check whether you're still paying for a safe deposit box you haven't opened in years, or a gym membership from a New Year's resolution 3 Januaries ago, or a magazine subscription that renews itself without ever asking. These little ghost charges haunt almost every account, quietly pulling money out for something you stopped using a long time ago. Find one of those today and cancel it, and this whole video already paid for itself 100 times over.
So there you have it. 11 normal expenses that aren't actually normal at all. They're just habits nobody ever questioned. Which one are you going to tackle first? Tell me in the comments, I genuinely want to know. And if there's an expense you already stopped paying that I didn't mention, share it. Because half my best tips come straight from this community, and I read every single comment. If this helped you, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.